take a break, and we're going to play the song. We're going to play a song by our guest, Who Was I? The song is called Inside of You. We're going to play that, and we'll be right back with them. This is the Will and Thunder Show. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Will and Thunder Show. That was Inside of You by Who Was I? That was that jam. I dig Darren's voice. That's, I like the power behind it. It's not quite death metal, but it's just as powerful as it. And of course, his voice. He actually has, it's a very talented singer you got there. Let's welcome our guest Steve. We got him right here.
Hey man, what's up, guys?
Welcome in, man. How you doing, buddy?
Show.
Man, that's impressive right there, man. Wow, man. I'll tell you what, man, the vocals there truly, I mean, I love a band that has a singer that can do both of those, can hit that growl and, punch in the face, but also can hit notes like that. It's unbelievable, man. I love it.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, man. It's kind of like the old school, new school kind of thing.
It is.
Darren, he definitely pulled it off quite well, so we just went with it, man. I said, yeah, that's what you're used to doing. Let's get those, because we're from back in the day. And we like to sing and do harmonies and stuff like that, but we like to get shitty at the same time. So
there's nothing wrong with that at all, man. It's kind of like, spraying Febreze after you take a shit right there. It smells good and smells bad at the same time. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But, man, look, man, it's awesome, man.
We appreciate it, man. Thank you.
That was a bad analogy, but damn it.
Yeah, you lost me on that one.
Anyway.
Cool. I'm glad you guys liked it. Right on.
Yeah. So,
I have a question. The name, Who Was I? That's kind of it's a good name. It's just kind of an odd name. How did that name come to be?
Well, pretty much comes from, I think it was Born Supremacy. He's reading this book, and at the end of it, in big letters, it said, "Who was I?" And I was like, that's kind of cool. And I took it to practice, and all the guys were like, that's stupid, man. Well, 8 years later, we still have it, so that's kind of where it came from. And then, a lot of the stuff we, wanted to put out there is like, who are we when it's all said and done kind of thing. So, who was I?
That's the answer I was looking for. Like, when we were sitting there and we were talking about, as much as we've done music-wise and blah, 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 and who am I and who are you, and when we get this all done, it was, who was I? I was waiting for that kind of thing, but from a book, that works, man.
Well, it's actually a movie, I think, or whatever. But yeah, it's just one of those things that kind of made sense to me. And, the rest of the guys, I said, come up with some names, and of course, we came up with a bunch of them, and that one just stuck.
Yeah, it's really, coming up with a band name is one of the hardest things to do.
It is, but you know what sucks about it? People go, who am I? Who was I? Or who am I? They can't get it right for some reason. That's the aggravating part of the whole name.
Exactly.
I mean,
so it's you and 4 other guys, man. And obviously you guys have known each other for a while, been playing around the area for a while, and kind of, bumped into each other here and there throughout the years, man. How'd you guys get together, man, to put this thing together?
Well, most of us have played together for 20 years in different bands in and out. I came back, I was in a band called Grumpy, I was telling you guys last time.
Yep.
I came back and got into a band with Ed Tunzing and Mark Tillman, which was Shitty Rogers and the Pitbulls is what they called it. But anyways, I said, man, I have some songs I'd like to, present to you guys or whatever, see what you think about it. And we started jamming with them, and then I was like, and then I'd like to bring Darren in and have him sing them. And they were like, all right, let's give it a try. So Darren came in, and, he filled right in and took care of business, and I was happy as I could be. And then Mark Tillman left because he had a child, and we asked Aaron Dietz into the band, and Aaron came, and he was in Chokehold with me and Mother Bitch, and so was Darren in Mother Bitch with me. And then Roach from Ed Tunzing left, and then we asked Roach, who played bass with me and Grumpy, come play with us, so he came play with us. And then Stoey, which was the singer in Chokehold, came in, and he's playing guitar with us now. And then, so, I knew he played guitar, but I didn't know he played guitar like he does, so it's just crazy.
Yeah, I never
being a singer, too. That's pretty nice, but... that's how it kind of came about.
It's kind of cool now, looking back in time, because you kind of had a stint there where you were getting kind of big with Grumpy there for a while. I mean, that was a big Florida band for... you had your run right there where you guys were on the Monsters all the time, doing your commercials for the Ford dealership and all that.
Yeah.
And to get where you're at now, which I think is above and beyond that. I mean, you guys went over and played that music festival in
Sylvania.
Music Circle Fest or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to play with some big bands over there.
Yeah, we did, man. And we got to hang out with some of our idols, from mine anyways, from back in the day. Like Exodus was really cool to us. Overkill was cool. Arch Enemy was, they were cool too. But, for the most part, to sit and watch all these bands from the side of the stage and going, wow, we're going to play after these, we were the last band to play for 7 days festival. And it was something.
That's unbelievable, man.
I think it was 42,000 people.
That's ridiculous, man. That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was something like that, 42.
That's unbelievable, man. I mean, then at that point right there, you sit there and go, okay, well, you know what? And I know you guys still have aspirations, but at that one point, you got to be like, well, you know what? I dreamed of this my whole life. Here's 42,000 people and I get to share my music with these guys, man.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. At the end of it, we went up to this. We were staying in like this. There was a brothel, like a hotel thing, and there was an alley behind us. And when we got done playing, we were in there, kind of stoked about the whole situation. And we hear these kids chanting our name, and they were saying it right. And I had this full bucket of beer tokens that they gave us. You go get as many beers you want, whatever.
Yeah.
I took that whole thing and dumped it down there and said, "You guys go party on Who Was I?" And I could hear them for every time they'd walk by, they'd yell our name at the window. So that was kind of cool.
Right there. You've done something right there. I mean, oh man, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, that
awesome.
was one of the coolest moments there for me. And that playing, of course, was the ultimate.
Right, but that's something you're gonna take with you right there. That's just unbelievable to have those kids.
Well, the feeling too to know a little band like us from Melbourne, Florida. Here we are in Europe playing that nobody has any idea who the hell we are. And then at the end of it, you get a response.
Fell in
like
love
that.
with you, man. They're fucking awesome, dude. That's ridiculous, man.
Wait, this festival was in
Waco.
Europe?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Sylvania.
What was that?
Where was it?
It
was in Europe. It's Slovenia. It's by
it's over there. Across
over
the
there.
ocean, and then you walk a while and take a train, and you're there. But yeah.
Czech,
that's unbelievable.
Or something like that.
But the cool thing is, especially in Europe right now, metal is, that's where metal lives right now. That's where metal lives right now.
We went into town to get our laundry washed, and I see nothing but metalheads. I mean, 42,000 of them in this little town. It was crazy.
Right. But, brings you back to the 80s and 90s when metal was real here in the States,
Yeah,
you don't see that anymore. You see,
I wish we had half of that.
Oh, exactly. I mean, I remember being a kid, man, and if you wore a black trench coat, okay, fine. You weren't killing somebody. You were out there. You're a metalhead, dude. You had long hair, and I mean, it was a totally different time, man. Jean jackets and black coats were okay back then, And I'd love to see that happen again. I'd love to have another Euro invasion of, the music that they're putting out. A lot of great bands from overseas right now, and they play metal music.
Yeah, the big ones overseas right now are like the progressive metal bands like Battle Beast and the bands like Dream Theater Technical and everything. But lots of them will have a female singer that just is ridiculously great.
Yeah, when we were over there was a lot of female vocalists and a lot of the like Viking type music.
Oh yeah,
that's the only way I can explain it, man. It's just like there must have been 20 bands that were like that.
There was a band I'm thinking of, Dragon, bless America, Kevin. Got the Oriental guitar player.
Dragon Force?
Dragon Force, yeah. I mean, that's straight up death metal. I mean, another overseas
band. Oh, it's crazy,
right
man. Them guys are
they're
sick
nuts,
guitar players.
Yeah,
you makes me want to quit. You're like, man, what the...
just and on a side note, out of the middle of nowhere, just because I said the Oriental guitar player, what about this little Oriental guy who's singing for Journey now that sounds just like Perry?
I dig
Have you ever seen that? He's
Yeah.
ridiculous good. I saw him a couple years ago on some award show, and I was in the kitchen doing something, turned around, I'm like, what the hell? That guy's ridiculous good. You know, and he's not as big as a Coke can. Tiny little fella right there. And he's belting notes out like you wouldn't believe it. I'm like, that's unbelievable. But anyway, back to Who Was I?
Back to it.
We should be, no, seriously, no. You guys got an all-star cast kicking there. And that first song, man, I love it. Love every minute of it. You guys have
does your bass player, Roach, does he live in Orlando still? Or?
Yeah, he sure does. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he travels back and forth. He's a trooper. I did it for years when I was in Grumpy, and I was like, I already know what it's about. When I asked him to join the band, I said, it's some travel, and he's like, it's well worth it, man. I want to do it, and I said, that's what I wanted to hear. So.
And that's it. That's where you know you got true dedication right there. That's awesome, man.
That's it.
Now, Thunder
and he had a kidney stone. Our last show we did, he had a kidney stone, was in the hospital, and still came and did the show.
Okay, now that's what
I was like, dude, stay home, man. Do not go. What are you doing, man? He's like, I got to do it. I got to be there, man. I'm like, man, you don't have to be here. You know what I mean? You're suffering. And he showed up and played and left, and, man, did a good job. So.
Speaking of
the ultimate show right there would have been if he'd have passed it during the show and be like, there you go, here's a souvenir for you. Thought you were getting a guitar pick. Thought you were getting a guitar pick, did you? Not today.
Speaking of the hospital, I gotta let everybody know our buddy Chris Gifford, who last week I said he was in the hospital with a stroke. Well, he had another stroke last night.
Oh man!
God bless Mark. See, you didn't tell me. Everybody's got to put your prayers out for this. It's a young guy here, man. I mean, 37 years old, man. There's just no words to explain. It's unbelievable.
But
put your prayers,
he's probably listening. I shot him a link to the show right before we went on. So if you're listening,
I'm sure. We're there for you, buddy.
Yeah, get better.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, for sure. Get better, man. Take care of yourself, and that ain't no joke, man. Strokes aren't.
No, man. I mean, it's got three outcomes. You make it better, or you're paralyzed, or you're not around anymore. It's a tough situation right there. And at 37 years old, man, just pray for nothing but the best for him, buddy.
Yeah. But Thunder and I were talking. We were trying to, because you wound up with Grumpy about the same time that our band Madstone had broken up, and that was also right around the time when I left Florida. But we were trying to. When was it
together.
When was it that you wound up with Grumpy? Because I know, like, right before we broke up, before Madstone broke up, you played a show with us and Grumpy as Chokehold. And
yeah.
we were wondering if that was how you guys made your introductions. Did you know each other before that, or what happened?
Well, there was a place called Ground Zero. I don't know if you remember it. It was in Merritt Island.
Yeah, that's the show that we did together. Yeah, we played there all the time too. Yeah.
And the guy that owned it, I can't remember his name. He's such a good dude to us. But anyways, he introduced us. He said, I got this band from Orlando I'm going to bring down, and, I'd like you guys to play with them or whatever. And we were like, all right, cool, whatever. And they came down, played. They loved Chokehold, and they took us under their wing, and we went and played hard rock and House of Blues, and they just took us everywhere. And, we were just a good fit together, and it was a cool thing. And then Chokehold was kind of at its end. Everybody was deciding to go their own way and do their own thing. And they gave me a call and asked me if I would like to join the band. And I said, yeah, I could, try it out or whatever. And then got in there, and 4 days later, I was playing a gig.
Oh, that's cool. So
at the Hard Rock with the Monsters on top of it.
It wasn't us. But it was that show. It wasn't us that introduced you. It was that show. But because we played that show too.
Yeah, dude. We've played with so many bands and I have people all the time, and I'm terrible with names, man, and I need to fix that. But if I see your face,
I'm a bartender,
man,
I'm horrible too. Right, exactly.
If I see your face, I know it. Yeah, I mean it. But as far as when we played that far back,
were you with Grumpy after the Who's Your Daddy phase? They had already been the Monster Band and all that, and you came into there. I guess in the middle of that.
Yeah, pretty much in the middle of it, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, actually,
I remember
funny story about that.
I remember the first time we played with you guys as Chokehold was in Palm Bay at the Battle of the Bands.
Yeah, they skunked us.
Yes, they did.
Sorry about that, man.
No worries, man. Look, man.
No, if it had been in Merritt Island at Ground Zero, we would have wiped y'all.
Yeah, he would have checked us.
Whatever. But anyway, I remember the first time we played together. I mean, and awesome little bar right there we played at. But that's the first time I'd seen you guys play, because we had been playing you know, like in the Merritt Island, Cocoa Beach, Cape Canaveral, Orlando area, and hadn't moved toward. I mean, we played I think the Hustler once or twice maybe, but
yeah, that
we
was
hadn't
really
moved
as far
south yet. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah, and you guys back in the day, I mean, Chokehold were a great band. Now I'm going to tell you right now, Who Was I is 100 times better. I really love the way you guys sound now, man.
I agree. It's got all the elements. I mean, Chokehold was great for what it was, and you know, and that kind of gave me a lot of lessons about the music business and playing in bands and stuff like that, and
not just that,
venues.
It's a difference in time. You know, that's 20 years ago, and your maturity as a musician and your knowledge as a musician has, you know, of course, you're going to evolve as you get older. I mean, exactly, you know. When I first started playing with Bill when we were 13, 14 years old, I was trying to be a singer with the voice I have right now. Okay, that's not going to work. It may work for radio, but it's not a singing voice by any means. Unless I want to join, what's an old school band? Bill, work with me here, the song. You know what I'm saying, Steve. You know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Crash Test Dummies, excuse me. Crash Test Dummies. I don't have the voice for singing.
Oh, I couldn't even say. I even knew what you were talking about, and I didn't even say it.
But Bill, on the other hand, he played with so much reverb when we first started playing. You didn't know what note he was playing because it was coming back at you so fast. It was just crazy. But now, you know, you take 30 years later, and it's a totally different story, you know. Yeah. And you guys definitely, I mean, hearing what you're playing now versus what you played that night, which was good then, this is just unbelievable. You guys are putting out a CD.
Yes, that song you just heard is on our new CD, and the next couple is on our new CD, and it'll be out this month. It's being mixed and mastered in California. There's been a couple delays on it, and you know, so we've had some things we had to fix here and there, but
you got some mixing issues or this and that, whatever. What's the name of the CD going to be?
What I Become.
What I
Who
Become.
Was I? What I Become.
That's it.
Yeah, we have a
great correlation right there. That's a great name.
Yeah, we wrote a song. It was called What I Become, and I was like, well, that's great. That'll work. Who Was I? What I Become. I mean, it fits pretty good together. So.
And it's full length. So it's 10 songs.
It's a full length. There's 12 songs.
Okay,
12 songs on it. Yeah, it's like I said, it took a little longer than what we wanted, but we want to put out the best that we can this time around, because everything else we've ever done, we just threw it right out. Here you go. You know, our last record was good too, but.
Speaking of your first record, I was on your website today, and I live out in the country, so I've got crap internet, I mean. But I was trying to listen to a video you have on your website. And you had, the way the video starts, it says it's a true story. Had to do something, and it had the anchor for West TV2 on there, and I can't think of his name right now, Bob, whatever his name is. And it was talking about a drowning or something in the Indian River.
Yeah.
I got about maybe 30 seconds into the song when my, loop started kicking back again. What's the story behind this?
We have a friend here that he lost his son, his father, and his best friend. They were out fishing, and they were all standing together, and they went walking out, and they fell into a hole, which I believe this is what happened. This is what I've heard through it, certain people or whatever, but their waders got weighted down and tuck them under, and they couldn't get back out of the water. So so it's kind of, they lost their life. Anyways,
that's okay.
The guy that lost him, his name's Lou, which was his son, his dad, and his best friend, had wrote a song, but it wasn't all completely done. And I said, well, let me check it out and see if I can write something to it. And we started writing it, and it just kind of fell together the way it did. And then the guy that's producing our record in L.A. wanted to shoot a video about it, which won awards and stuff, so it was like crazy. But anyways, he went and got all the news footage from back then when it happened, because they put signs up saying, danger, there's drop-offs out here and stuff like that. And the signs have been out there so long, they kind of decayed. So, they went back out and tried to tell people, the news people or whatever, went out to tell them, hey, be careful out here, you could drown if you fall in one of these holes or whatever. But, he pretty much had wrote it himself, and I just filled in the blanks to make it to work with what I was writing to it. So.
That's awesome. As I said, I only caught about 30 seconds of it, but I caught the beginning of it. And I did the whole follow-up, the whole beginning part to it right there, and I heard the, intro to it, and then seeing the news anchor on there. And I'm like, well, that's pretty cool, man, the way you guys did that. And, there's a little patronage to him and his family right there, which I thought was awesome, man.
Yeah, it was, man.
Go ahead. Is that a new song?
No, that's off our
first
record.
album, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, well, the name of that record was called Tragedy. And the
song's name's Tragedy.
That was song. Yeah, that was the song, Tragedy. It was just,
that was, and, it really caught my attention right there. I was like, that's pretty, that is pretty awesome right there. And you get props to the guy who was writing the song with you, and I'm like, man, that's, that's something right there.
Yeah, we're gonna get that one on the. We're gonna get that video up on the show page on Facebook for this.
Cool.
It's a little something we're doing now. We kind of post everything because that the show's not going to go away. It's going to stay there. So I mean, anybody will still have access to it the whole from this point on. And so we kind of like to have the what we talked about linked on there. Where did you record your current album? Where did you record that one?
We actually recorded the drums and all that out of it was a mobile unit that Rick Johnson, who's mastering our record, our new one, came out and recorded. And then we went to his house and did, we did guitars and drums at the warehouse. He just pulled up in his minivan with his gear, and we fired up, and that's how that kind of came about. And then we went and did overdubs at his house and vocals and stuff like that.
So he came from California, you said?
No, he lived here. He actually
it's being mastered in California.
Yeah, we were practicing in Suntree, and I kept seeing this guy down the road. Every time we practiced, he'd be there, and I'm like, what's up with this guy? So I walked down there, man, and said, hey, my name's Steve. What's your name? He said, my name's Rick. And he said, I'm going to tell you something. I've been listening to you guys for week after week, and I love your band. I'd love to shoot 2 videos and make 2 records for you. And I said, well, that's cool, bro, but we're a bunch of broke musicians. And he said, I didn't ask for any money. He said, I didn't ask you for any money. Give me a call. Here's my number. I said, okay. You didn't think nothing of it. I was like, yeah, right. I've heard it all, whatever.
Yeah.
So I called him up, and he said, all right, man, I'm going to come out in the next couple of weeks, and we're going to start recording some drum tracks. And sure enough, he did. And he's been a brother ever since, and believes in the band, and we can't show him enough love and respect. So, and he moved back to California a couple of years back. Still loves the band, still calls us all the time. And he was like, man, I want to work on this record, so don't, give me a crack at it first. And we recorded at Mark Brazel's, the Zone, I believe it's called, Zone Productions, here in Melbourne, which Mark is a badass around here. I mean, he goes on tour with everybody and does their sound and big bands, He just got off with Hollywood Undead. I think he went out and did sound for them guys, and he did the
Really? Hollywood Undead? I just saw them.
Yeah, so he's out doing a lot of stuff. He's doing monitors, a lot of that stuff for, I can't remember the last
Hollywood Undead that I saw. I have a question here. Hollywood Undead, that logo on their CD, does it look like a big robot holding a girl, kind of like a Godzilla thing?
I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with them, to be honest with you, but I've heard of their name, of course. But
I live in Jackson, Tennessee, or right outside Jackson, which is about a 2-hour drive from Memphis or Nashville. So we get a lot of traffic through here, and we've got a couple really cool little rock clubs here.
Well, I think we're coming through there right at the end of March. So
really,
Memphis?
Yeah.
Where are you playing?
We're putting a tour together right now. So.
Well, all right.
I don't have all the details on it yet, but when I do, I will let you guys know for sure.
Fuck. If you're playing in one of these 2 clubs here, I just saw there's a couple of big bands that have come through here. One Last Reason, which is they're kind of more local, but they've got a lot of the East Coast where they travel around. But Full Devil Jacket is from this area, and I know the guys. And I know the guys, and they just played here last weekend, and.
Were they with a band called Familiar Sin? Was they with them?
No.
We just got asked to get on a tour with Full Metal Jacket and a band called Familiar Sin. I don't know if we still might, but.
Well, that's awesome, and yeah, I know Josh, and Josh is their singer, and Moose is their bass player. I know them both. They're cool as can be, man, and great musicians, man.
Yeah.
They're really cool guys, man. But, man, it's crazy that where I'm at now, I live, in the middle of the country in the outskirts of Tennessee, and the music scene here is thriving very well, man. I go every weekend to this little bar, and I see all these bands. They'll come from Nashville or from Memphis or, from all around. I mean, I've met bands from Rhode Island and stuff. But it's amazing that this little town that I live in right here gets that kind of exposure. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I hope you guys come to town, because if you do, I'm going to buy you your first beer.
All right, man.
Where do you have booked? Like, what cities do you have booked? And give us the dates.
Well, they're in the process of being booked right now, but we want to go. Well, this is what they're telling us, that we're going to go to Texas. I guess we're going to hit up in there. Then we're going to go Chicago, Tennessee, and then Erie, PA. I haven't got anything of it really confirmed. We just got a new booking agency through our manager.
Awesome.
So we're waiting on him to get back with us and give us the details. I probably shouldn't even be talking about it, but too late.
Exactly. Nobody heard that.
But yeah, if
right?
we do. Yeah, right.
We're such a small show, don't worry about it. There's only 2 people listening, so they won't tell on you anyway.
There's quite a few.
I'm just kidding. Anyway.
Chris Jerry, was Snowy, he's in the chat room, says that Mark Brazel just finished doing sound for Merle Haggard's show last week.
Oh, yeah, and Frankie Valli, I think he did something with he's all over the place. The guy, he's just a all-around badass, man. He's recording, monitors, live sound, anything. He's just all over it.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, he does, all the blues cruises and all that stuff, and they take and fly him all over the place. That's why our album took so long, because it was like one week we'd get in a couple of days, and then he'd be, I got to fly to California, I got to do the American Idol chick show or whatever. All right,
that's right.
Yeah. Or The Voice, or one of those, some Disney girl that he hooked up, and they take him everywhere. So he was doing that, and just all the time, leaving, but it was like we knew we were going to stay with that guy because he's going to get the best product. I mean, what you guys are listening to when you're playing our stuff, that's what we recorded. There's nothing mixed, mastered, nothing. It's just
that's right. It's
raw.
Straight up.
Yeah. I mean, and it sounds better than everything I've ever done.
Oh, yeah, and what pisses me off as a listener is when you go to a show and you hear a band live and it's like, that sounds nothing like the fucking band right now.
Yeah.
The more raw you do it in recording, the more you do it real. You don't need to add fucking 10 times bullshit to everything.
We talked about that. It was like, what can we play live? Can we add a bunch of overdubs that we can't play, and then why do that or whatever?
And then you look like a jackass up on stage when it sounds half-assed, Why not do what you can do full-hearted with what your musical talent is, and then go just show it to everybody? I mean, I love that. And one of the bands I've seen that did that the best, actually, was the band called Live.
Yeah.
I saw them in Seattle, Washington, and this is when they were big back in, at the late 90s, early 2000s, whatever. Fantastic band. I mean, it sounded like the CD when you're watching them on stage, and I'm like, well, that's what it's supposed to be like. I hate going to a concert and be like, they were okay.
So you have this awesome management, and you have an awesome promoter, obviously. Is there a record deal in the works, or?
Well, that's another thing. I guess I can't kind of discuss either, but
okay. Well, I don't want.
Yeah, there's a couple things in fire. Put it that way. There's a couple things brewing. So.
Couple hands in there,
Yeah, you never know, man. It's one of those things that, for me, I've, like I said before, I've heard so
You've
much
been with
that
bands
it's just
before,
like,
right?
Yeah, I've heard it all, man. So until there's like that in front of me, the contract or whatever, then I'll believe it.
Until you sign the papers, you don't own the house.
So we are getting great reviews on it, that's for sure, and what we have put out so far, and that's awesome, man. It's a good feeling. It's like, okay, maybe there is something here, so it kind of keeps you going.
It's like you paid your dues, and you finally feel like it's paying off.
Yeah, I do. The guys that I'm playing with, I enjoy to be around them. I don't know if they feel the same about me, but whatever.
I'm sure they do.
But yeah, so it's like we're finally in a place where it's like, whatever happens, but let's put our best effort forth, because we ain't getting no younger, that's for sure. And there's a million young bands out there that's killing
right.
it. And let's take our time, do it right, and make good choices. So.
Well, that's the one beauty about music right there is that if you play great music, age isn't always a factor.
Yeah.
No, I don't do that either. And I don't care what you look like either. That's anher one of my
favorites. As long as
you're kicking ass, I don't care what the hell
that's
you look
right.
like. You don't have to be skinny and pretty to me. As long as you can kick its ass, I don't care.
Yeah,
there's a lot of guys. Hey.
I'm the same way. I've been in enough bands with Thunder Midget. I mean, we can definitely...
Oh, you know what? I'm going to tell you something right now. Lean over and kiss my short ass, you sumbitch. I'm a lot prettier than you are.
We're gonna take a break and we're gonna play a song. Which one do you want to do first? Over and Over or Undertow?
Either or, but my favorite's Undertow myself. So if you want to blaze that one, that'd be cool.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and play that. These raw, unmastered tracks that sound better than half of what's on the radio. We're gonna go ahead and play that, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Will and Thunder Show. That was Undertow by Who Was I? I like that one. I like that one a lot too, Steve. I can definitely see why that's your favorite. I love the vocal harmony in it, and I love the choppy, not quite machine gun guitar, but you know what I mean. That
yeah.
I can't believe
yeah,
it's
just got a good feel to it. I like it.
I can hear so many different music styles in there right there. One thing that I really caught on there is one of my favorite bands is Disturbed. It had Oh, man, are you killing me here? Okay, now, you know what? Of the 2 songs I've heard so far, that one right there, dude, I'm doing 70 down a back road right now, just killing it right now. I mean, that right there that's like a song that drives you right there. Man,
are you really doing 70 down a back road?
Absolutely, man.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you know what I mean? It makes you feel that way, you know? When you hear a song just want you like punch you in the mouth, kind of. That's the kind of song right there. I love that right there.
Hey, Thunder.
Yeah,
that was awesome, man. It's kind of got that little disturbed feel to it. I like that.
Yeah, it does.
The guitar riff and the kind of stutter vocals right there. Man. It definitely has that little taste to it, man. And that's what, as I said, one of my favorite bands right now is Disturbed. And that right there, you guys have that vocalist that can do that. That can do the guttural and just kill it with you and still hit a note. And when it sounds good like that right there, that was power right there. I love it. Love it.
Yeah, one good thing about me and Darren, our vocals mix very well. So when we do our harmonies and stuff like that, you know, the hooks, as I would call it, you can sing along with it too, and that's the thing, you know.
Right. And the one thing I like that you guys do is you'll have one do that rough growl, or not just a growl, but the rougher vocals, and then the one behind you is doing the harmony behind that, which people don't understand. A lot of people who don't listen to metal music don't understand how hard it is to hit a note and make that rough noise at the same time. And then to have somebody behind you hitting the same note clean, it's ridiculous how hard it is. You take a band like Avenged Sevenfold. They have those harmonies and those depths and those changes, and it's unbelievable. And you guys are right there.
Yeah, we kind of, me and Darren fall into it, man, pretty easy. So, you get in the room and you think of a melody, and then, and just go at it. And that song for me, it's got everything.
Guys, I'm talking to Stoey in here in the chat room, and he was saying that he grew up in Ripley, Tennessee. Thunder, do you know where that is?
I know exactly where Ripley is. Tell him that I live right next to Nutbush.
I guess I couldn't call in.
Tell him that I lived right outside of Nutbush in Tibbs, Tennessee, and now I'm in Whiteville. So I know exactly where he's talking about Ripley.
Nutbush.
That's crazy, man. Nutbush, Tennessee. That's where Tina Turner's from.
Nutbush.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get.
It's called Nutbush. Too. Yes, it is. It's called Nutbush.
He definitely. He played the first lead in that song, and then I played the second lead in it, and you can tell the difference for sure. I mean, the guy just rips. You know what I mean? It's just your face, and it's bluesy. It's awesome.
Tell Stewie to call in. He can talk at the time.
Yeah, he needs to. Somebody needs to get on here other than me. It's messed up, man.
Well, speaking of which, let's talk about the other people in the band real quick. We're talking with Steve right now. Okay, well, now we know that. And you know that.
All right, let's move on.
All right, everybody else in the band is an asshole. So on guitar, we have Steve Harvey. On the guitar, we have an asshole. On bass, an asshole. Vocals, he's an asshole. And on drums, he's an asshole. So if you like rectums, go see their band. There you go.
My co-host.
It's a band for nothing but proctologists. There you go again with those fucking sound
donkeys. That was a perfect sound effect. That's perfect because our big thing is calling each other donkeys. You're a donkey. Do it again.
Go ahead, Bill.
That's for you. That's for you, jackasses.
I feel the love.
Okay, I think that one was for me because I just made a I'm thinking that Stowie's real name was Chris Sherry. I thought they were the same person.
No. Chris is man, that guy helps us out so much. It ain't even funny.
Just to let the world know, because the world listens to the show right now. You are one of the two guitar players. Neither one of you are the lead. You guys split the leads.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
And you're Steve Harvey, and the other guitar player is James Stowey.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys call him Stowey or
his actual name is James Stowe, and he got the nickname years ago before he even met us, I believe, and he can type more onto that. But
you know what?
We've always called him Stoey.
There you
go.
Well,
Stoey is not in the chat room. Chris Sherry is in the chat room, and I thought that was Stoey. So,
okay.
So
Chris is our publicist, basically. He pimps the band out. He does a damn good job at it, and we love him, and thank you so much, brother.
Yeah, Chris,
shout out to your pimps out there.
This whole time, Chris and I have emailed back and forth about the songs and stuff that we're playing on the show. And this whole time, I don't know where I got this from, but this whole time I'm thinking that it's Stoey.
No.
Well,
first of all, he was a fan. Then he became a good friend, and then after that, I was like, man, actually, I did him out. He took it upon himself just to come in there and just do a lot for us, and it's shown. And more attendance, more exposure. He's just on it. Good guy.
Yeah.
You can't ask for nothing more. So.
All right, can I finish introducing the band? Somebody? There's some guys out here that might want a little recognition as well.
Well, they should have called.
That's right. Sons of bitches, get on the phone. What's wrong with you guys, you lazy sons of bitches?
Well, maybe we haven't given out the telephone number. Area code 646.
I gave him a. Oh, do it again. Sorry.
Yeah. Area code 646-716-6135. When you call in, follow the prompts, and we'll get you right on the air. That goes.
You don't have to follow the prompts. Hit one. I'll tell them hit one.
What do you mean?
Hit one. And you're on the radio.
You got to tell them one promptly. They don't have no idea what that means.
It's easy. So listen to the automated I hate that more than anything in the world is that automated shit nowadays. You can't talk to anybody anymore.
Nope.
Anyway, don't get me started. Anyway, on bass you have Bill Rose, which you guys call the Roach.
Yeah. Old Roach.
And he used to play with Grumpy too, didn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, and he had that name. When I met him, he's had that name. So, something his nickname he's had forever.
Vocals is your buddy Darian, and you and him been together for years. Darren, yes.
We call him all kinds of things. We call him Darwin, Darwood. We call him all kinds of stuff.
I'll tell you what, man.
Darren Fox. Yeah.
Darren Fox, Darwood. I mean, the guy's phenomenal. If people heard those two songs now, I mean, you can't deny the guy. That's ridiculous.
He
man.
actually was going to call in with me, but I don't think he's feeling well. And he told me earlier today that he wasn't feeling too great.
That's
so
fine,
I was like,
man.
Yeah.
I understand. I mean, look, as I said before, you were on the air. Hell, the weather here, back and forth, where I'm living in Tennessee, it'll be 1 degree one day, 50 degrees the next day, down to 30 degrees, and back up to 70. You have no idea. I mean,
that's how people get sick and die, man. From that, it does it here sometimes too. I mean, it'd be 87 degrees, and then the next day it's 40.
30.
But you don't think that's a big change, but it is.
30-degree drop. And I remember living in Florida, man. I remember Christmases in shorts and T-shirts.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, you're bundled up. The worst part about Florida weather is you get up in the morning and it's 40 degrees, and you dress in jeans, boots, your long-sleeve shirt, a flannel, and a jacket because 40 degrees is freezing in Florida. And by the time halfway through school, you swear to God you would pay $100 for a pair of shorts to put on because it got back up to 85 degrees out. You're like, are you fucking kidding me here?
That's the truth, man. That is
you
the
know
truth.
what I'm talking about.
I wear sweatpants and shorts.
In Florida. And on drums you have Aaron Michaels. Aaron Michaels Dietz.
Well, actually, Aaron Dietz is no longer with us. He's actually moving to Tennessee. Actually, we have Scooter Greenbud. He played drums for Dead Serious for years.
Okay.
And then a band called Glitterhead. He's sitting in with us.
I know Glitterhead. Yeah. Well, right on, man. Well, I'm just going off what I found on the old interweb right there because I was trying to catch a little something on all you guys right there.
All that stuff.
I didn't want to look like a. Go ahead and make the noise, jackass. But I actually tried to do my homework.
Yeah, hey
but
man.
Anyway,
you did all right. We're in the process of changing all that stuff, and we're trying to get to where there ain't so many damn web pages and all this stuff. So
well, actually,
it
actually went. To be honest with you, it follows itself pretty well for you guys on the web. You know, you can get on the Facebook page, and it puts you right to your regular page right there, and the bios are phenomenal on there right there, you know, about each person and the bio of the band. It's really, really good to what you have so far.
And that's another credit to Chris Sherry, you know, that's kind of stuff that he's taken care of. And
since the other band members don't want to call in, why don't we invite Chris Sherry to call in? Call in, Chris.
Yeah, call in, Chris.
Go ahead. But, yeah, so what's
Type
the
in
next
the
move
number.
for you guys?
We'll call in. Wait, he uses big words, man. You got to watch out.
I'm not afraid of big words. I've got a plethora of big words.
He talks to me, and I just look at him like, what are you trying to tell me? Simplify it, man. I'm a damn musician, bro.
Layman terms, fucker. Layman terms. And I use the F word. I can't do that on the radio. It's internet radio. We're good. Anyway. That's the beautiful thing about internet radio. I can still be a rock star, and I can still use those words, and I don't get in trouble by the FCC.
Not yet.
Or whoever they are.
Anybody else that's listening, if you want to call in and talk to Steve, go right ahead. The number once again 646-716-6135. Call in.
That's not. I understand.
That's right.
But
we do too.
But just remember,
it's too late for you old folks. All our fans are in bed sleeping, man.
I know. Look, the nursing home shut down. The lights are off, man. We're done like dinner.
Hell, the band, half of them are asleep.
I was talking to another friend of mine who's a musician from Florida area, and we were talking about it, the last band he was in with our buddy who had a stroke. They're in cover bands. It's like, I joined cover bands because I can sit up on stage and play these covers, and I don't have to thrash around so much, because the last time I was in a thrash band, you know, I'm 43 years old. I got done playing a show, and my neck hurt, my back hurt, and I'm like, listen, man, I'm not 20 anymore. You know?
We have a caller. We have a caller.
Okay, bring him on in.
Let's find out who it is.
Welcome on in. Come on now.
How is it happening there?
Chris Sherry.
There he is right there, the one and only.
The band.
Welcome into the Will and Thunder Show.
It's my pleasure.
He loves pushing that button.
Yes, I do.
So welcome in, Chris, man. So you have a part of this whole crazy scheme, don't you now?
At the end of the day, I am a fan of an extraordinary performing group that has really taken great time and energy in putting together, as you can tell by the raw mix, what a caliber album this thing is going to be. And as a fan, I just can't wait for this final product to get out to the masses. It's a great testament to a band who has made a lot of sacrifice to not go on the road and really take time away from their families, even sacrificing careers to focus on an opportunity to perform live, and hopefully one day on a national or international scale. The performances themselves are just insane. We're dealing with incredibly talented musicians to begin with, great songwriters, and it's just such a great pleasure to watch this ride as they progress as artists, and so looking forward to really a phenomenal album, which has got some anthems, especially a song called Today, which they're not currently playing in concert, which I think is just going to knock the nation dead when they hear it.
And you know what? And that's what I'm talking about. You have the same vision that Will and I do about the whole music thing. I mean, you're taking this band and kind of put it, into your arms, and we talked to a couple kids that are just getting started, and we're going to follow this band of kids and see where they go with it. But I can see what you're saying. I love the idea of that, of how much you have invested yourself.
I've simply taken liberties because to me it's all about the rock show and being friendly with the guys on top of the bonuses that I get, free shots of Jaeger and free beer, and that's the nice thing because it goes well with a good rock show. But no, honestly, at the end of the day, it's I have a little free time and I enjoy. Any little contribution I make is cool, but it's not about that. It's just about being part of this performance. And actually, Steve indeed can't really take liberties right now to discuss the tour schedule and some other matters that are being addressed. Some certainly with legal, with management, with the agent. But there is a rather extensive tour schedule that is there for their taking, playing in cities like Memphis and Nashville and Dallas. And the focus is they are family men. And at the end of the day, I think people need to realize just how the whole thing works. And they want to make sure that this is all their homes are in order, and they're booting up for that. They're gearing up for that. And I just wish people could really have the opportunity, rather than in the greater, central coast of Florida, central east coast of Florida, to have an opportunity to really see what this band is all about. Because I've been seeing metal shows. I told you I was from Ripley. Been seeing shows since '72 in Memphis, and I've seen all the metal bands. And these guys deserve a time and an opportunity to play alongside these heroes of theirs.
Well, the area I'm from, then, you got the Orpheum Theater and all that right here, and all those venues on Beale Street, but most of those are, blues and country-oriented. But there is a very big rock scene in this area.
In Jackson?
Jackson, Memphis, Nashville. I mean, there's a lot of space for that kind of music in this area. People think Nashville is country music.
I've partied a lot in Jackson, but a lot of tequila and very few memories. But no, the Mid-South has a great music scene. Actually, you were mentioning, Beale Street. One of the great shows I've seen, and it was many years ago, was Edgar Winter at the Daisy Theater. That was just an incredible show.
Yeah.
But
when you go out on the
guys,
are you accompanying them? Are you going out on the road with them?
I'm not really quite sure if it's necessary. And again, the only reason I would be in these neighboring cities that they would be playing. The only reason I'd be there is to see a show, man, because I don't get tired of seeing the band. It's just
I forgot to tell you, you're hired.
Their fan base.
Real quick question, Chris. How long have you been away from Ripley?
Oh my God, I left Ripley, Tennessee in '81.
Okay, so you've been gone for a while, man. I left Florida 7 years ago and moved to right outside Ripley. You know where Nutbush is, or in between Covington and Ripley?
I lived in Ripley, man. I used to go to Brownsville all the time, so yeah, I went through Nutbush.
Okay, yeah, Brownsville, that's where I moved to. I went from Cocoa Beach, Florida, to Brownsville, Tennessee. Big culture shock.
That's an understatement.
I moved from Long Island, New York, to Ripley, Tennessee. There's your culture shock. As a Yankee fan, it wasn't a good scene. Anyway, I got to go. I enjoy the show, but yeah, the new album is just incredible. As you can tell by the raw mix, this is a lot of time and effort was put into this, and Mark Brazel from Zone Productions is the man. The guy has got a great studio here in Melbourne, and took a lot of time. The guys worked just doing guitar tracks again and again and again until it was right. I couldn't be more proud of the guys for what this album is going to be and what it represents. We were talking about tragedy earlier. This was Darren Fox, the lead singer. He grew up in Las Vegas. And his dear friend, Lou Foresta, is the one who lost his family members. And I should add that shortly after Lou's horrific loss, Lou also lost a sister as well. And Lou wrote this, and I think initially took it to Darren, and of course then Steve made adjustments to the lyrics. But this was something that the band embraced because it was a friend of theirs that was dealing with one of the worst nightmares anybody could, and now it's a track that's been around, of course, for many years. It's one of the fan favorites, of course, but the focus is the new album, and also the fan base, and Brevard County and the metal scene here and the fans. God bless them; they're phenomenal people. They go out of their way to attend these shows, and Who Was I is certainly a band. I think that's on the forefront of the music scene here, and because of the sacrifices with their domestic responsibilities, they could be somewhere else. And of course, the other thing too, I don't have to tell you, it's one thing if you got $100,000, to go ahead and buy yourself in every festival on the planet, but they have families, and they've got educations and soccer practice and all that stuff to take care of. But
mortgages and all that, yeah.
Man, they're bombing me out, dude.
They can do it on their own.
Saying all this shit that I've got to deal with.
I have a question.
Damn it.
I have a question. Are you a lawyer?
He's pretty close to it.
Anyway, enjoy the show. It's my great pleasure. I'll let you get back to talking to the founder of the band and what he's doing.
He's a lawyer. I just changed his alternator today on his car. We love you, brother. Thank you, man.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks for all you do for the band, man.
Well, it's people like him, and we got,
Exactly.
lots of fans like that. So it's like, he's, of course,
Hey,
I'll
look,
say extreme.
I'll tell you what.
But I love every minute of it, man.
I wish I had a friend like that. I'd never have to worry about shit right there. I'd walk in.
No, hell, man. I should have let him call in. Just
shit. He's got everything straight up for you guys right there. Listen here. Here's a deal, some bitches. Shut your mouth and listen to what I got to say.
That's what it is.
Okay.
He's a publicist or whatever. So I send a lot of things his way. That way he frees me up and I can just be a musician. Yeah, right.
One thing that I don't think I've told you, when you guys start getting ready to go out on your tour, I do have experience as a road manager. I have done that before.
All right.
And I'm currently
You're in. Get our money, man.
But yeah, I mean, seriously,
yeah,
I'm really excited about this album. The 2 songs I've heard so far are fantastic. And I said, I've heard a lot of different influences in there. You guys actually have obviously have your own flavor to it right there. The one thing I do like is you guys are older like Bill and I are. I mean, not old, but older.
Yeah,
and to come up with something that's fresh, that's still fresh, new, and relevant is awesome right there. You got a lot of bands out there. I mean, you can go anywhere in Brevard County and see guys wearing flowered T-shirts and playing Jimmy Buffett. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But you're still in that mindset of, you know what, I'm not done.
No, I don't think I'll ever be done.
And that's the way I feel right there. And that's why I know what my time restraints are with my family. And I understand what he's saying with these are family men, but there's only so much you can do to an extent. But you guys are pushing yourself way beyond that.
Yeah, you got to step up.
Oh, yeah.
You got to step up or you get left behind. It's just one of those things. And for me, like listening to newer music, and I mean, I got, there's a lot of new music that I dig. And then there's, you look at guys like Kiss and, and all them guys that, they're still
trying
doing
to hold on.
You know what I mean? Regardless of whatever you think about them or whatever, they're still doing it.
Right.
And, it's like, of course they got a record deal when they were young, which is great and dandy, but this day and age, you don't need a record deal to go out and do what you need to do.
No.
I mean, the internet itself is incredible.
Oh, yeah,
we're going to go ahead
the
and
opportunities. Hold on one second, Bill.
Okay.
You give me 1 second before you take the break. But you're right. With the internet right now, the opportunities are so much easier nowadays with the kids and even with us at our, doing what we're doing, just to get it out there. And if you have the talent, it's just wide open now. I mean, there's so many different
we still go out and we still do the old school, we flyer the bars and stuff like that. It's just, it's just something that we've always done, so we just stick with it, But the internet, man, you just get on your Facebook and invite friends, and, and the cool thing about it, you kind of know who's coming,
Right.
Even if, you got 200 people saying they're coming, at least hopefully half of them show up and you got a good show.
You get 100 people, right, yeah.
Yeah. Or they all come and bring a friend. So you're like, all right, man, this is,
You go to 400 there and you're like, yeah, all right, we're going to fucking kill it, man. Love it. I mean, I really wish, as a musician myself, I'd love to be out there playing right now. I just know where my time stands right now. And at least I have this 2 hours a week to talk music, to still be a part of it.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Where,
like you said, it's one of those things that never leave you. It's just
exactly.
You have to do it.
It never will. And I'd love to be right there, what you're doing right now. But I know where I'm at in my life. But as long as I can do this and still talk music, still love it, hell, I'll be the key. What his name was, Keith Loader of MTV or whatever of the radio. Whatever. I'll talk with everybody. I'll be those three guys on that metal show, whatever.
Yeah, that's it. It's just something that's
we're going to
have to you're young, man.
We're going to take a break, and what I'm going to do, because I have somebody in the chat room who requested, she got into the chat room, and the first thing that she said was, I want to hear something off the new album. So
here we go.
And so that was when we took the break when we played Undertow. So we're going to play this other song. It's called Over and Over. And then we're going to come back, and when we
also on the new record. So.
Yeah, and when we wrap it up for the night, about 20 minutes from now, we'll go out with Inside of You again, because she wasn't on here when we played that. So we'll close with that one. So now we have a plan. All right, so
we have a show. Yeah,
that's right.
This one's called Over and Over, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Will and Thunder Show. That song was called Over and Over, and that was another badass one. Now, that one I could kind of hear the rawness in that one, and I'm going to be really interested to hear what it sounds like when it is fully mastered. It was still an awesome song. I mean, for example, that song, what I just heard there, sounded better than Godsmack's first album.
Yeah, like I said, when he would go out of town and he'd come back, I mean, you're setting up different times and different things, so some things change on it. But, I mean, what you hear is what we recorded. That's pretty much where it's at. I mean, he did throw a little probably reverb on the vocals or whatever just for us listening to it, you know, to get an idea. But for the most part, it, you know, that's us just going in there and putting down tracks.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
is he recording you digital or analog?
Digital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
once again,
I mean, we're playing through 8 different amps that you're hearing there, and it's a mixture of all of them. So,
wow.
I mean, we're using 5150s, Randalls, Marshalls. I mean, he set them all up and put mics on them. He had, I think, 16 mics altogether. So it's a crazy setup.
It's amazing how full the sound is right there, everything. And I know you guys are setting the mastering, but, I mean, I think it's good enough as it is right there. I mean, you can add a little here and there, but, man, it's phenomenal of the quality of recording you guys have right there.
Yeah, like a couple of weeks ago, well, they've been playing this quite a bit on JR. They have the Native Noise. And they said, send me a song. And I was like, all right. And I sent them, you know, I listened to it. And I'm like, oh, man, to me, because I'm in the band, I'm going to beat it up. And I'm like, I don't know. But anyways, I was riding home, and here it come on. And I'm like, and it sounds amazing. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I don't know what they did or what happened, but it was just powerful. I was so happy.
It's just for the first time over the radio waves, and it's awesome, man. I mean, I'm telling you right now.
Dear.
Yeah, you know, you got to love it right there. Just when you hear that. Go ahead.
Actually, the song that you're going to play at the end that you played in the beginning is the song they played, and it was just, you know, it was awesome. The guitars came out. It was on like the left side, and then the second one came in on the right side, and it was just good moment.
Yeah, and right there, you know, you just want to pull over and just sit and listen, you know.
Yeah, and then it made me go, I cannot wait till I get this thing back mixed and mastered. It's got to be just phenomenal. So I'm happy about that.
Well, I'm telling you right now, everything that I've heard is fantastic. I mean, and I know this is just the raw version, but I'd buy it tomorrow. I'd buy it tomorrow.
You know, the one thing I like about it is consistent. I mean, every song is good. I mean, it's just, you know, I'm in the band, of course, I'm going to say that, but, I mean, all of our reviews and stuff from people that's heard it and it's coming and then been like, wow, this is crazy. And
that's important right there, because how many bands have you seen out there that, you know, get that one song that sounds like, man, dude, I got to go buy that CD right there, and then the next 10 songs are like, fuck is that?
Yeah, what happened?
You know, that makes you so mad. You're like, dude, I love that one song, but okay, fine. Yeah, you know, now I own a CD that I listen to one song. I just put on my MP3 player and call it a day, you know?
That's it.
But yeah, you guys are consistently good with everything that you do right there. And you do have different flavors in your songs, which I love that. I hate hearing a band that does the same thing every song.
But like AC/DC?
We actually,
Exactly. AC/DC, where they play 3 chords?
Yeah.
I think Angus Young uses 3 chords. He just strums different every song. And I get so much shit from that from so many people. Like, you don't like AC/DC? I'm like, no. I mean, they're okay. I can listen to them, but am I impressed by them? No. They play the same 3 chords every song. They just do it differently every time.
That's it. We actually did a song of the Doobie Brothers called Long Train. We're trying to see if they'll let us use it, but that song came out kick-ass, too. It's just nice and heavy, and the harmonies are killer on it.
You see,
we beefed it up.
I love that shit. I love when you can take a heavy band and take a song like the Doobie Brothers right there, or you can take like once again I'm gonna pull out Disturbed, and I'm sorry to keep bringing them up, but like they did Phil Collins, and they did
a killer job with it. It was awesome.
Oh, they did a great job of it. And what's his name? The Shout.
Yeah, so if we get a word that they're going to let us use it, we'll definitely turn you guys on to that one so you can play it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
that's a game changer, man, for us, I believe.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, Warner Brothers and the fellow there that wrote it. So we'll see what they say. If they say yeah, then it's on.
Hey, Steve, I'm gonna give you a call as soon as we're wrapping up here. Is that all right? Because I got a couple questions I'd like to ask you off the air.
No problem.
Yeah.
Now, when are you going to find out when the actual debut of the album is going to be?
I will find out actually at the end of this week. I will find out where he is at. He went to NAMM, took a break on it, did the NAMM thing last weekend or weekend before or whatever, and he said that he's beat it to death and he just wants his ears to dry out for a little bit, and I understood that part of it because I want him to send us the best that he can do. So anyways, that kind of pushed behind a little bit on that. But, for me, it's like
the best of the best has to be there. I mean, you'd rather be
I'd
right
rather
than...
you be honest with me and say, hey, man, I'm just not going to give you shit. I'm going to do my best on it, and I need a break or whatever. All right, man, cool.
Yeah, you don't want to get burnt out.
That's awesome, man.
No,
Right.
you want to send it
so
back, and it's worse than you sent it to him.
what I want to do for you is, I want you to feel free. You know, we do this every Tuesday night, no matter what our guest is that night. Give us a call. Let us know when it's ready to go, man.
Oh,
because
definitely, for sure.
You know, just call us and say, listen, man.
Call during the
first
half
some
hour.
more tracks, but hold on here.
Call during the first half hour is what he means. Call during the first half hour when we're talking about
Bill, but anyway,
stuff. Yeah.
Right.
But, let us know when this is coming out because me, obviously, the 3 songs I've heard, I'm already a fan right now. The second song is my favorite right there by far.
Yeah, Undertows.
That's just my taste right there.
It's got it all
I
there.
love it, man. And, but let us know what's going on, man. And
for sure.
Let's get you back on sometime and get some of these guys that are with you on the show, too, so we can talk with them a little bit. You know,
definitely.
I'd love to talk with your bass player, man. I read his bio, and I loved everything he said right there. He's like, I'm different. I'm not the bass player you think I'm not conventional. I understand that.
We call him the bass ninja.
The bass
you know what? And I love that. I like to talk to him about some bass playing a little bit there. I've got a lot of crazy different bass players that I really influenced me.
It was my fault on this time around. I kind of didn't give him a heads up till today.
Don't worry about that.
Like I said, he had that Candy Stone thing going on, and I was like, let him rest or whatever. But, yeah, those guys would love to be on here. We appreciate you giving us the love and respect, and we couldn't ask for more, and we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, for sure.
That goes vice versa. We're starting this thing kind of new ourselves right here, but we kind of want to be that unspoken word where people know if I've got a new band or something, or I've got a new CD coming out. Here's a way to get a little something out right there. A little free publicity.
Yeah,
exactly. And you know what? It's nice to talk with people who know music and love music as much as we do right there. And I think it's awesome, man.
Oh, that's no doubt a huge part of my life. Like I said, man, I still go to the store and buy these, these bands that are just coming out. Man, get their CD and plug it in and hear the new shit that's going on. You're just like, wow, man, they're phenomenal, man. It's just crazy. But, for us back in the day, we only had a certain amount of bands. Now they run the gauntlet, man. You name it, they're playing guitar like Yngwie Malmsteen at 13 years old. You're like, what the?
They're all over the place.
I was just checking these dudes out on the internet. They're called Reflections. You got to see these two. They're sitting by
you go on YouTube, and you find a 6-year-old who can play drums. That'll blow your mind, and find these virtuosos. But they've always been there. Now they have an avenue to show what they do.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's
true.
Yngwie came from nowhere, and all of a sudden there he was at 20 years old because he was in a hotel room when somebody heard him playing.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Show, And, you didn't, now you have where, like, all right, look, man, I'm a 13-year-old. I've been playing since I was 3 years old because my dad was a jazz player, and now they're listening to how I play drums. Because he's listened to Yngwie, and he's listened to all these Dream Theater and all this kind of stuff, and his dad's a jazz drummer, so it gives him the, little edge right there. And all of a sudden, this guy, at 13 years old, his rudiments are ridiculous. And he's on YouTube. Yeah. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, he's a prodigy.
Yeah, he just, like I said, has the avenues. He had the avenues to get to that point. And, and like I said, we really didn't have that making excuses or anything. Because there's a shitload of great musicians that come out of our, era. But, nowadays, it's just like you got to be on your game, man. There's these dudes, because they are.
Yeah. Bill hates the whole idea of, like, American Idol and The Voice and all that. Bill hates that. He's like, you got to pay your dues.
Yeah.
But you know what? A lot of these people who live in little towns like I live in right now, I'm lucky where I'm at because you have two avenues to go to. But if you went 2 towns over in the middle of Tennessee, you don't have those avenues to play. You're playing in little, what they call honky tonks for 20 people. And you could be the best country singer or best guitar player, and you're playing to 20 people, and they know that you're the best, but you don't have the money or opportunity to get anywhere to show your talent. Guess what?
Yeah.
It could have been Johnny Cash the same way.
Yeah. Okay. The video for Tragedy, I just posted it on the show page. That's gonna about wrap it up for us. I'm gonna play this last song, and then and we'll see you all next week. Our guests are we got another debut, another guy from Central Florida, and Mr. Randy Chapman. We got his CD coming out. You guys know Randy, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have him on the show.
Well, Steve, it's been a pleasure having you on the show, brother.
Thank you so much for having us, man, or me, I should say. But the band definitely respects you guys for giving us opportunity. So thanks so much.
All right. Once again, thanks for Who Was I for coming on, and we'll see you next week on the Will and Thunder Show. Thank you, Thunder, and y'all. Everybody have a good evening.
All right, Will, man. I appreciate you, man, and let me tell you what, man.
Take a break, and we're going to play the song. We're going to play a song by our guest, Who Was I? The song is called Inside of You. We're going to play that, and we'll be right back with them. This is the Will and Thunder Show. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Will and Thunder Show. That was Inside of You by Who Was I? That jam. I dig Darren's voice. That's I like the power behind it. It's not quite death metal, but it's just as powerful as it. And of course, his voice. He actually has, it's a very talented singer you got there. Let's welcome our guest Steve. We got him right here.
Hey man, what's up, guys?
Welcome in, man. How you
back
doing,
to the
buddy?
show.
Man, that's impressive right there, man. Wow, man. I'll tell you what, man. The vocals there, truly. I mean, I love a band that has a singer that can do both of those, can hit that growl and, punch in the face, but also can hit notes like that. It's unbelievable, man. I love it.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, man. It's kind of like a old school, new school kind of thing.
It is, man.
He definitely pulled it off quite well, so we just went with it, man. I said, yeah, that's what you're used to doing. Let's get those, because we're from back in the day, and we like to sing and do harmonies and stuff like that, but we like to get shitty at the same time. So
hey, there's nothing wrong with that at all, man. It's kind of like, spraying Febreze after you take a shit right there. It smells good and smells bad at the same time. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But, man, look, man, it's awesome, man.
We appreciate it, man. Thank you.
That was a bad analogy, but damn it.
Yeah, you lost me on that one.
Anyway.
Cool. I'm glad you guys liked it. Right on.
Yeah. So,
I have a question. But the name, Who Was I? That's kind of it's a good name. It's just kind of an odd name. How did that name come to be?
Well, pretty much comes from, I think it was Born Supremacy. He's reading this book, and at the end of it, in big letters, it said, Who Was I? And I was like, that's kind of cool. And I took it to practice, and all the guys were like, that's stupid, man. Well, 8 years later, we still have it, so that's kind of where it came from. And then, a lot of the stuff we, wanted to put out there is like, who are we when it's all said and done kind of thing. So who was I?
That's the answer I was looking for. Like, when we were sitting there and we were talking about, as much as we've done music-wise and blah, 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 and who am I and who are you, and when we get this all done, it was who was I? I was waiting for that kind of thing, but from a book, that works, man.
Well, it's actually a movie, I think, or whatever. But yeah, it's just one of those things that kind of made sense to me. And, the rest of the guys, I said, come up with some names, and of course, we came up with a bunch of them, and that one just stuck.
Yeah, so. It's really, coming up with a band name is one of the hardest things to do.
It is, but what sucks about it? People go, who am I? Who was I? Or who am I? They can't get it right for some reason. That's the aggravating part of the whole name.
Exactly. It's you and 4 other guys, man. And obviously you guys have known each other for a while, been playing around the area for a while, and kind of, bumped into each other here and there throughout the years, man. How'd you guys get together, man, to put this thing together?
Well, I was actually, most of us have played together for 20 years in different bands in and out. I came back, I was in a band called Grumpy, I was telling you guys last time.
Yep.
I came back and got into a band with Ed Tunzing and Mark Tillman, which was Shitty Rogers and the Pitbulls is what they call it. But anyways, I said, man, I have some songs I'd like to, present to you guys or whatever, see what you think about it. And we started jamming with them, and then I was like, and then I'd like to bring Darren in and have him sing them. And they were like, all right, let's give it a try. So Darren came in, and, he filled right in and took care of business, and I was happy as I could be. And then Mark Tillman left because he had a child, and we asked Aaron Dietz into the band, and Aaron came, and he was in Chokehold with me and Mother Bitch, and so was Darren and Mother Bitch with me. And then Roach from Ed Tunzing left, and then we asked Roach, who played bass with me and Grumpy, come play with us, so
right.
He came play with us. And then Stoey, which was the singer in Chokehold, came in, and he's playing guitar with us now. And then,
nice.
So, I knew he played guitar, but I didn't know he played guitar like he does, so it's just crazy.
Yeah, I never
being a singer, too. That's pretty nice, but, that's how it kind of came about.
It's kind of cool now, looking back in time, because you kind of had a stint there where you were getting kind of big with Grumpy there for a while. I mean, that was a big Florida band for you know, you had your run right there where you guys were on the Monsters all the time doing your commercials for the Ford dealership and all that.